Today I'm going to talk about some mindset shifts that you can start making today to help you stop making excuses and start taking responsibility for meeting goals. Welcome. My name is Dr. Nina Petit. Mange. I'm a psychologist and a high performance coach. I make videos on this channel to help you have the tools and tips you need to take your life and business to the next level. Making excuses can make us feel better in the moment. It is so much easier to say, I didn't have control. It was somebody else, it was the universe that caused this thing to happen. But when we do that, we lose our chance to take personal responsibility for the things that we can control, the things that we can change in our lives or our situation. So I want to offer you 2 examples today for times that we may make up excuses and why it holds us back. Then I'm going to offer you a mindset shift for each of them, for how you can stop making excuses and how you can start taking control over your actions and getting closer to your goals. So my first example is you're trying to lose weight. Let's say you've met with your doctor and you've both agreed that if you lose 10% of your body weight, your cholesterol will drop into more healthy range and you will just feel and look like a better version of yourself. So if you're trying to lose weight, there's so many excuses we come up with for this one, right? So many excuses. So let's just say that your excuse in this example is, my family or roommates really like eating unhealthy food. They always buy unhealthy food, they bring unhealthy food home, they pick up fast food on the way home all the time, and they always make sure to bring something home for me. And how rude would it be if I said no to the delicious treat that they brought me home from dinner? That would be bad manners. These are just excuses. They are just excuses. No one is putting the food in your mouth. And so what is happening here is that by using this excuse, by saying, hey, all the food is there. I don't want to be rude. I'm trying to have good manners. I got to eat it because they brought it for me. We are making excuses by focusing on things outside of our control, the external things in our environment, instead of focusing on what we can control, that we choose what we put into our mouth, that we choose what we put onto our plates, that we can choose to express to our family and friends, hey, you know what? I'm really focused on getting these cholesterol numbers down. So thanks so much for bringing this, but why don't we save it for you for tomorrow in the fridge, and I'm going to choose to skip it. Or even before they go out, hey, I know you're doing the grocery shopping today. Don't worry about picking anything up for me. I've already got a list. I'll grab my stuff tomorrow. So how do we get from making excuses to a place where we can actually set some boundaries and say, hey, I don't want to eat this. I'm not going to eat this. No, thank you. Please don't bring it home for me. Well, all of our actions come from how we're feeling. And if in the moment we're feeling it triggered and we have a craving and we're feeling an urge, then we are most likely going to cave and give in to that urge or craving. However, if we're feeling calm and confident in the moment, if we're feeling focused on our goals, if we're feeling motivated to be healthier, if we're feeling inspired to eat food that's good for us, then it is so much easier for us to change how we're responding to the environment and set those boundaries. So, in order to change the behavior of accepting the food or saying no, we've got to feel calm, confident, and focused. But in order to feel that way, we need to backtrack to how we're thinking. Because if our roommates come home and they've got this hot fudge sundae for us, and we have the thought of, oh, they already brought it home for me, it'd be rude to say no, or that looks so good and it's gonna melt, I better just, dig in there and I can worry about my healthy eating tomorrow. If those are the thoughts in our minds, it is a domino effect. Now, if we make it a priority to shift our mindsets around how we're going to deal with any kind of triggers, how we're going to deal with anybody who brings home food for us, how we're going to deal with seeing unhealthy food in our environment. If we can focus on shifting the mindset, then we can set ourselves up for feeling that calm, confident, focused feeling and making better choices. Here's what I mean in this situation. If we choose the mindset of, I choose what I eat, I am not perfect and that is okay. My goal is to be a healthier version of myself. My goal is to reduce my HDL, my bad cholesterol. And in order to do that, I'm going to stay focused on my goals of making sure I eat vegetables at every meal and I say no to things with saturated fat. So whatever it may be, if we shift our mindset to focusing on specifically why we're doing what we're doing and the goal with compassion, with a realistic vision of what that might look like. That's where we come in with the I'm not perfect and that's okay. I'm going to focus on my goal of adding in healthy things and keeping unhealthy things off my plate. If that's the mindset, if we inspire ourselves by saying, I'm going to enjoy the benefits, I'm going to have more energy, I won't need to take cholesterol medication. If we can shift that mindset before anyone walks through the door, before we see the hot fudge sundae, then once that food that we're trying to cut down on enters our environment and our fields of vision, we will already have thought about the things we need to feel calm, focused, and confident on our healthy eating. Then we will feel those things despite the triggers in our environment, and we'll be able to take the actions we truly want to take, which would be to say, no, thank you, but thank you for thinking about me. So now I want to offer another scenario for when our excuses could be getting in the way of us meeting our goals. Let's say you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, or a solopreneur, and you've decided it's time to raise your prices. You've been working at the same price level for a while, and you've noticed that you're increasing the amount of value you're offering, your clients are getting amazing results or great value from the product that you're providing, and it's time to raise your prices. So if you raise your prices and no one is buying, all of a sudden you're hearing crickets, and you come up with the excuse that no one wants to pay for anything. People are cheap. They're going to go with the least expensive option. Raising my prices is pointless. So in this situation, you are focusing on external excuses that have to do with maybe a subset of people, maybe a subset of the way some people think. Maybe, right? Maybe. That's the key. We don't know. We don't know why people haven't bought yet. If you put excuses aside, you stop making excuses, and you focus on the part that you can control, you might be able to make a mindset shift that sounds more like, you know what? People invest in expensive cars. People invest in nice clothes. People put their kids in private schools. People invest in things when they see the value of their investment. Now, if that is the mindset shift you make, then you may be able to start problem solving from the lens of when people see value, they're ready to invest. So what I need to do is start making sure that I am really putting a spotlight on the type of value my service or product offers. So if you notice here, when we get away from making excuses, then we can get to a place of focusing on what we can control, and we can take another step further towards meeting our goal, in this case of raising our prices. So those are two examples for why making excuses might get in your way of meeting your goals. Did either of these resonate for you? Or are you thinking about another area in your life where you've tended to focus on making excuses and allowing yourself to save face and feel better, but you're still not making progress on a goal that's important to you? Well, if so, then I invite you to click in the drop down below and book a free phone consultation with me today. We can jump on the phone and talk about what it is that you are working towards in your life. What are your goals, your dreams, and your vision? And what you've been doing so far that maybe is getting in the way of getting you there. Then we'll talk about exactly what we can do together to help you finally meet your goals. So just click in the drop down below and request your free no pressure consultation today. Okay? I'll see you in the next video.